hello, 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 hello. All right, put my water on the one side, tea on the other side, although my tea is going to make quite the mess because I haven't taken my tea thing out. I haven't taken the tea thing out. I do have to do the sharing because, as I say, sharing is caring, and I have to lead by example. That's the other thing that I said. All right, so let's share this. I'm a little bit late today. Hello, Salasia, my love. Divine Rising. How are you? I can't read it. I'll have to wait till I'm send these ones, and then I can peek at it. Oh, who's the next one in line? Elizabeth. How are you doing, love? There. Had an insomnia night last night. Oh, fun. I like your profile picture. I am fantastic. At least, in spirit and stuff. I am $450 short of rent money. Sorry, someone gave me a message at that time, which is due tomorrow. My rent's on the 15th. It's due tomorrow, so I'm $450 shy of that. But I believe that everything is always working out. Everything is always working out. And so I'm staying in that faith spot. Right? I'm just staying in the belief that it'll come through, and I'm just going to be open to how it does. And that's all. That's how we're supposed to be, right? It's not that I don't realize the reality of everything. I absolutely do realize the reality of everything. I live within it. But I don't have to experience that reality in a negative way. Hello, love. It's so nice to have everybody together. But living in that state of fear, or in that state of lack, or in that state of woe is me, or any of those energies, that's just going to bring more of that to me. So that doesn't benefit me. That just harms me. My emotions are things that I feel. And when my emotions are really charged up and negatively, then they're going to cause other things within my body, like high blood pressure, like my immune system being low, right? You guys got to tap the screen, friends. I've only got one like, and unfortunately that's the way that TikTok is. They need you to tap the screen and comment and all those things to give the likes, right? I shared, and because I shared because I like to lead by example. And that's what I hope to teach you guys, is what, has it been easy? No. But is it worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely, it's worth it. Right? And why is it worth it? Because this is my passion. This is what I want to do with my life. And because as I go through this, there's growth. There's all this growth that happens, because you realize the things that you've done, right? The things that you realize that this happened and that allowed you to have, you know, this growth in this particular way, which was part of your ascension path. You know, it's you have to overcome the shadows, right? You have to work through them. You can't ignore them. If you ignore them, then you just get to keep experiencing it, which is, no thank you. No, thank you. Perfect temperature. Perfect temperature. So we have a pretty cool live scheduled for today. A very cool live. So we're going to be talking about the architecture of alignment, building your life in harmony with your soul blueprint. That's pretty powerful. That's pretty powerful. The whole purpose of live is to guide you to the understanding that alignment is not accidental. It is intentionally built, sustained, and refined. So this live, I want to empower you to design your choices, to design your environments and your actions as an extension of your soul blueprint. So using practical embodiment and visualization to anchor the alignment in real time. Because you know me, I like to add little things to do. Like it's not just a lecture here. We got to do stuff too, because it's in the practical application that we actually make the changes. Right? So your soul already wrote the plans for your life that you came to live, right? Your soul already wrote the plans for your life that you came to live. But if the walls of your life feel crooked or the foundation feels unstable, it's not because the blueprint is wrong, right? It's because it's time for you to rebuild in alignment. And that's the thing. Like you might think that the path that you're on, or the mission that you have, that's somehow wrong, but that's not the way that it goes. It's just that you're not in alignment yet, and you need to figure out what the alignment is, right? I don't know why that's there. Right? So yeah. I have to check on the moon phase, because I'm pretty sure I gotta go on my other thing. It's the Sky Live. I just want to see where the moon is right now. So let me see. I might actually have it open. I like to leave web pages open. The Sky Live. Let's refresh it just to make sure. Whoa, yeah, the moon is in Aries. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got the moon is waning in Aries. The next, the moon, we're a little bit, we just passed the first quarter. And the new moon is on the 23rd, and the new moon on the 23rd is in the sign of Leo in True Sidereal. So within that, it's in True Sidereal. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. We're going to skip by the alignment today. So we're going to talk about the blueprint before the brick. Definitely your moon being in Aries. And I don't look at it as, some of us will feel it more depending, right? For sure. And there's different reasons why we would feel more about it. But I'm trying to stay away from the concepts that mainstream astrology supplants in us, because, I just like to look at those energies affecting and not affecting, right? They give us opportunities, right? So in the sense of Aries, right, which it starts to, I have Aries, and it's Aries rising, it's Leo moon, but nonetheless, that would put me right, we're going into the Leo moon, which is quite fun. I'd have to search for my document to look at that part of it. So I'll give her a little update. So Aries is, the moon is in true Aries, which offers bold and catalytic energy, right? Aries is a cardinal sign. It's the first sign. It's go time, right? Or it's time for movement. So Pisces might have been more dreamy or more introspective, or, you know, in that particular space. And now we're moving into this type of energy. So it's about harnessing the energy in the best way for you. So this is energy that's perfect for initiating aligned action. Aries, being the first sign in the zodiac, governs beginnings, instinct, personal leadership, and courage, right? So it strips away the unnecessary and it propels us into motion. We're like, let's go. So this isn't about impulsive doing. This is about like actually taking the charge and aligned energy. So in this waning gibbous phase, which is what we're in right now, is waning gibbous, the moon encourages us into refinement through courage and integration through initiative, because that's how Aries operates. So you're being asked these couple of questions. So what have I discovered during this lunar cycle that must now be acted on? Because the Aries is about taking action. Where have I hesitated to build because I feared the foundation might fail? Right? That's a big one. What courageous steps can I take to bring my soul's architecture into form? So this is a sacred time to move forward from alignment. And I just lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought. I don't know why. I was talking about alignment as concept, and my brain went. So this is a sacred time to move from alignment as a concept to alignment as a construct, right? So this is about building that. So as Aries lends you to the Aries lends you the inner fire to do what your soul blueprint already knows must be done. So to lay the stone, speak the truth, to set the boundary, or to start the project, right? This lunation phase is not just about illumination. It is empowered integration. So how's everybody doing? Oh, my feed is choppy. Just responding. I could just say I'm going to shut down a couple of applications in the back, because then maybe that'll help, because I do run a lot of tabs in the background. Right? And then I just have to think about what exactly I shut down so that I can remember it to start it back up again. Okay. Is it any better yet? Is it any better yet? Hi, Jeet. You can't type. So is it better? Sorry, I just had to respond to that message. Hi, Kat. How are you? I had to respond to that message because otherwise someone's going to be over here weed whacking grass while we're on our live. So I just had to let the maintenance guy that takes care of the property. I just had to let him know that he has to wait. He has to wait to come over. Is it running any better? Is it running better? Yeah, okay. I kept closing things, so I was hoping. Okay, perfect. The message went through. We're good. The message went through. Hi, Jer Bear. How are you? Mm. Apparently, I had a flash goal that I could start. If it comes back. There. Just start a flash goal. Why not? Pin. There we go. Can I get 3 coins? Banana bread. Banana bread. I love banana bread. That's what I should make. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Jared, you might have just given me an idea. Now, I mean, you might have to send me your banana bread recipe. Is it good? Wouldn't that be nice? Yummy. So, shake off. Just shake it off. I because it's so warm right now, keeping bananas in the house is a challenging task for a single person. So I get to the point where I'm like, okay, now I need to make some other things with it, and I'll make banana pancakes and I'll do other stuff like that. But yeah, and I cook pretty holistically. Like I don't have preservatives in my house. Like I don't have any like stuff like that. I'm not vegan though. I don't define myself by those labels. I holistic would be the best way that I describe myself. All right, so today we have a really cool live because we're going to talk about the architecture of alignment. So building your life in harmony with your soul blueprint. And so I love this. So the first part I'm going to talk about is the blueprint before brick. So the most common reason why people feel off track is because they've been building a life shaped by expectations, urgency, and inherited blueprints. Like the person that grew up thinking that they had to be a doctor because that's what their parents told them that they had to be, and so they become a doctor. They're not living their soul blueprint; they're living their parents' soul blueprint, or the one that's been given to them. So, and this often happens without consulting the one they brought it in from before this incarnation. Like you're not asking your oversoul or your higher self, right? You're not connecting with yourself to say, what do I want to do? What am I meant to do this lifetime? So your soul's blueprint isn't a rigid plan. It's a living vibrational field of truth. It contains your sacred assignments, your resonant environments, your natural energetic rhythm, and the values that bring you alive. It's a pretty good blueprint. So to build an alignment, you must first pause long enough to listen inward, to return to the frequency of remembrance, right? And that's where we remember is in the silence. So You have to, right? So alignment doesn't begin in the mind. It begins in the soul's yes. The structures of your life must echo the geometry of your essence. Right? So somebody who comes alive in sunlight, right? That feels alive in open spaces. They're not going to do well living in a tiny apartment on the 25th floor of a high rise in, a building that faces into an alleyway of another building that has tiny little windows in it. Right? And they're not going to thrive in an environment where the walls are painted really dark colors. And they're not going to, so you have to understand the energy of your soul and where the environment is that it's meant to reside in as well. Right? Nature's blessings. Like I keep just staring at that name, nature's blessings. Absolutely. So we have to listen inward. Alignment doesn't begin in the mind. It begins in the soul's yes. So the structures of your life must echo those geometries of your essence. This is how we restore that sacred coherence between who we are, what we build, and what we become. So we have a practice. Because you know me, I like to give you guys practice. The practical part of it. So I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes. If you're capable of doing so and you won't get into an accident or anything like that, close your eyes. Place a hand on your heart, at least one hand on your heart, one on your belly, lower belly, your womb. Okay, so one on your heart, one on your belly. And I want you to breathe nice and slow. In and out. And just slow it down and become still in this moment. Get at least 3 breaths that way, nice and slow, nice and deep. Now I want you to ask, what is your soul silently building right now? What is my soul silently building right now? Now, when you can, I want you to write down the first word or image or feeling, essence, whatever that came to you in that. Okay? Okay. This is a good live. I feel like some of my hair grew longer than my other hair. I'm okay. I'm believing that everything is always working out for me. That's my new saying all the time. Everything is always working out for me. How are you doing? Everything is always working out for me. Right? And, it's the night before my rent is due and I'm $450 shy of it, but I believe that everything is working out and everything will work out. And the money's going to show up. It's the resources are going to appear. They're going to come in one way or another. Someone's going to book sessions with me, or someone's going to purchase a class, or someone's going to, people are going to buy some stuff, or donations are going to come in. Something's going to happen because it's always working out for me. That's a task, right? Think of all the energy that you're freeing yourself up from. Right? Think about all of that. And you could be sitting on lots of income, or lots of money too, right? Lots of that stuff could be sold. Some of it could be donated, right? Yeah, but when you think about it from that extent, if you're not using it, if you're not loving it and using it and, and sharing that energy, right, then it's just sitting there not being utilized when somebody else would make good use of it. then and it would actually be loved and enjoyed. Think about how many people's lives you could improve by giving away stuff that you're no longer using that somebody might like, or even selling it for a discount from what you would have bought it for. You're not going to charge full price, so you still stand to get a return of money to you, which could be used for something more important to you. And you can also have the opportunity to enrich somebody else's life at a less price, because they're not paying the for new, right? Hi, Autumn Sunrise Healing. But what are you holding on to it for? That's the other thing. You have to understand, why are you holding on for it? Right? A lot of us children that grew up in poverty, that grew up like having a lack in their life, we hold on to things because we're worried about having it back again. Like, we're not going to be able to get it again because we didn't have a lot when we were growing up. So we're like, I have to hold on to everything because this might break or this might fall down. Like, I don't know how many times I held on to like old shoes. I would get my new shoes and I'd never get rid of my old shoes. I'd hold on to them because you never know, something could break, and then I'd at least have a fallback, right? And clothing, sometimes that stems from the whole part of, I'm going to hold on to all of these clothing because I might get, maybe you were chubby, and so what if I get chubby again? Or you were skinny and and you've gained weight, and you're holding on to it. So and sometimes we do that instead of just having clothes just for the stuff that we, right? And that's the other thing, right? Then it becomes like a mountain, right? Instead of looking at what was a little bit. Same thing, right? Think about, if you're one week you just don't get to putting your clothes away, and then the next week you do your laundry and you don't, and then it adds on to it, right? So then now it's a bigger pile of laundry. So instead of being one bit of laundry, now you're putting away another bit of laundry. Although, most times you're pulling from the laundry bin of the clean to make the dirty again. Yeah. But that's not your truth now. You are very safe and secure financially. You have lots of resources financially. You're not, sitting in a position where you don't know where your next meal is coming from, or if you want something, your husband's going to allow you to purchase it, or you're going to buy it, or he's going to buy it for you, right? Like there's not a problem with that. Right? Like, that's not a problem for you now. So yeah, you just have to remind yourself the truth and understand where it comes from, and just have a conversation with Chickadee and remind her that you're not that child anymore. You're not getting your clothes from the ministry box. You haven't got your clothes from there since you were a child. So why are you holding on to all these clothes that you don't wear? You maybe don't even align with them anymore. Like, maybe you don't even like it anymore. Maybe it doesn't fit you anymore. Maybe it never really did fit you. Maybe it never really even looked good on you. Or like, I know I've done that, where I bought something and it didn't look good on me, but instead of taking it back because go and take something back. So then I would just hold it in the closet. I'll wear it someday. I'll figure out how to wear it. I'll wear it, and or just other stuff like that. Okay? Just look at the clothing and ask yourself honestly, how does it make me feel holding on to this item? Do I love it? Then when was the last time I wore it? Right? When was the last time I wore it? So you're looking at, how does it make you feel? When was the last time that you wore it? When you wear it, do people compliment you with it, or have you ever received a compliment on it? Not that that's a necessary thing. It's about how you feel with it, right? How do you feel with it? Do you feel good when you wear it? Does it make you feel good about yourself? Stuff like that. The other safe one was, and this is a funnier one, but it's like, if you're moving across to a different country, across the globe, across the world, if you were moving there, would you pay to ship those things there? What would you pay to ship? Would you pay to ship it all? Or would you just pay to ship one thing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, look at the thing, and would I pay to ship this across the globe, across the world? Then you can also ask yourself, if the dog was to poop on it, would you wash it or would you throw it away? Like, do you love it enough that you would take the time to wash the dog, like wash dog poop out of it and then wear it again? Or would you just rather throw it away? Those are some good questions for you. All right, I'm going to continue on in the education. Hi, Cuddles. How are you, Carol? So foundation first is what we're talking about on this part. So a misaligned life cannot hold higher creations because the structure collapses under the weight of what it's not prepared to carry. Would you pay to ship it across the world, or would you take the time to clean poop off of it? Like, if a dog pooped on it, would you pay to clean it? Would you take the time to clean it? Right? If you ask yourself those questions, because that can help you determine if you really, really love it. Hi, Pam. And then I said I'm going to start talking about the second part of the stuff that I was going to talk about. So we're talking about foundation first. So that'll make it easier for you to make those things. So a misaligned life cannot hold higher creations because the structure collapses under the weight of what it's not prepared to carry. So expansion requires anchoring. Before you build a tower, you must bless and strengthen the earth under it. Your foundation isn't just your to-do list, right? Or your goals. It's your health. It's your energy hygiene. It's your spiritual disciplines. It's your boundaries. It's the truth of your closest relationships. All of those things are the foundations in which you're living in. So if the foundation of your relationships is that they're rocky, well, then part of your foundation of the structure that you're building is rocky. So if you're thinking about having like a legacy company that, or you're planning on having like a worldwide, humanitarian organization, or, it doesn't matter, but whatever your mission is, whatever you're planning to do, or, the person that's manifesting millions of dollars, or manifesting their sacred union, the divine partner, if all your relationships are like, that relationship that you're going to get into right now is going to be more of, right? So fix your foundation. Find out why your relationships are all before getting into another one, right? If your job is ick and your home life is then, also looking to get into a relationship, you need to establish those things with the foundation. What's your spiritual life like? If you have no spirituality, no spiritual things that you're doing, then your spiritual hygiene is just terrible. Do you want me to try to All right, I'm going to do something. All right, I'm going to end the YouTube live to spare for TikTok. I'll do this live here, and then I'll record the session, I think, to YouTube. So there's a playthrough, but I'll just have the class information, not as much of the other stuff. And we can try that. So I'm just going to end it because, nobody's watching YouTube right now. So I will just